Hi there, welcome to Sovereign Money Solutions. This is Matthew again. This is the third video of the day that I'm doing. So, same shirt. Believe me, I don't wear it every single day, and you'll surely see others. So, please disregard, do not engage in that kind of commentary or whatever. You're going to do whatever you will. So, onward and upward. This video is very similar to the two others I've done previously today. You'll find all of them on sovmoney.com. If you type in SOVMONEY.com, that brings you right to our homepage, and on the homepage you will see all three embedded videos, including this one, some written description that goes along with all of them, with some of them that have blog posts already linked over, and possibly this one too. I have not written anything yet on it, but I may very well do that as well. Be sure to check out on sovmoney.com our Sovereign Solutions blog, as well as our Sovereign Solutions podcast, which is not up yet, but will be shortly. You will also find our videos on that website in the blog entries, and you'll also find it on the various social networking sites and so forth. You may in fact have found this video having been shared via Facebook or something. So I welcome you to do all that. So onward and upward. This video is concerning trolls. This relates to the two other videos that have been that are featured on the homepage and that I have completed earlier today. This is all quite relevant and all goes together quite well. And the reason being is because basically the two other videos we really kind of covered why the word sovereign is used. Okay, self-empowerment more than anything else, right? And in regards to Sovereign Money Solutions, overarching view or reality or lens, it's sort of a lens effect, right? Cat is a cat, but if you wear eyeglass prescription that helps with your vision, you clearly see more detail and so forth. And so, our general worldview, our general attitude, right, will really color our perceptions and will basically help make us act differently to things. So our lives will be quite different. So worldview is quite important. Well, this all correlates quite well with the discussion in this video, because trolls are there to make your worldview very limited, very negative, and it will take away your ability to be sovereign, to be in charge of your own life, and to be self-empowered, and to be able to have conviction that you are a good enough person, just like anybody else is, to the extent, insofar as you and other people do not initiate force, fraud, and coercion upon other people. I mean, if you respect other people and their rights, then they ought to do the same to you. We know that doesn't work, and that's why when you are being, you're having those three things initiated upon you, you have every right in the world to defend yourself and do, a variety of different things to stave off these violations of your person and property and effects. So these trolls are really there as a psychological influence, a key psychological influence to really diffuse your efforts, my efforts to be sovereign and to find solutions, be solutions oriented, and find win-win solutions. Basically, they want us fighting with one another, that sort of thing. And so trolls sort of act as a key is a key. I'm trying to remember the word, and I had to write it down, folks. It happens from time to time. Oh yes, trolls act as a sort of circuit breaker. They absolutely stop senses of strength, individual strength, and notions of liberty, and the ability to create win-win. Trolls have essentially been hired one way or the other, or they incidentally operate for the betterment and the emolument and the security of status quo and those that like to lie, cheat, and steal. Trolls are named trolls after the storybook characters that are not good entities. They're monsters. You know, you probably heard Billy Goes Gruff. So, you know, so let's talk about these trolls, these circuit breakers to liberty, to self-empowerment, to win-win, and to really diffusing power. I mean, you know, so much power is centralized these days. It's unbelievable. And so, you know, trolls are there to really be a circuit breaker to prevent that. So let's look at the different kinds of trolls that there are. There are organic trolls. There are individuals, real life individuals that are just, they're independent, and and by that I mean they don't even necessarily have, they're not paid to do what they do or anything like that. They tend to be useful idiots. They just go about, they subscribe to some sort of ideology or whatever it might be, and they go about pounding other people into submission with their troglodyte attacks. You know, troglodyte is this cave-dwelling person or whatever that, you know, they tend to be really stupid. And that's what these trolls are. And feel a little bit sorry for these organic trolls. I mean, these are real individuals with real feelings and passions and potential, I might add. But for whatever reason, they are not very reasonable at all, and they're, you know, very, very hurt individuals. Hopefully, some of these individuals can turn around and not be trolls. But that is a particular kind of troll. And it's important to understand that there are a great deal of these kinds of trolls out there. So, and by trolls I'm talking particularly about those online. They are in person too. So clearly, you know, well, person's before you acting like a troll. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a real life person. So there you go on that. Well, a second kind of troll, it really is a combination of two, but it's the same thing, bots. What do I mean by that? Well, there are alphabet agencies in America and all over the world, I'm sure, that basically have computer programs that automatically pose as people doing troll-like stuff. You can go research this and go discover this for yourself if you haven't already, but they exist, and it's quite amazing. There are also paid-for trolls. There's one political candidate right now. This person had, see, I'm not using pronouns, so you can't tell who I'm talking about. I will try to not be quote-unquote political, but you know, I don't have an axe to grind. Both parties really are terrible, and I'm just interested in the truth. So that's why I'm not using a pronoun, because, well, it maybe not give it away, but it would certainly help you, you know, figure it out, I guess. But this political candidate had, you know, has a political action committee that brings forth a good deal of resources. And just a couple weeks ago I read that this political action committee has just submitted over $1 million towards an organization that basically goes out and hires trolls to go on these websites and to attack you and to really be that circuit breaker, to defend tyranny, to defend status quo, to defend crony capitalism, to defend losers, you know, running roughshod over individuals that could be winners. It's really, you know, I'm very convicted about this. You know, to be sure, it's very clear. I'm sure you notice that. But that's what these, you know, that's what these trolls do, and some of them get paid to do it, and some of them are real bots, fleshy bots, not you know, not the programs. So, hey, at least they don't have job security. At least we can, you know, kind of look at it that way. So this leaves us with a third category of troll, and it's the Joker troll. These sorts of people, they, for a variety of reasons, I just think they've sort of given up on really affecting positive change. They're taking very negative information, and it's negative. There are a bunch of bad things going on. but they feel very much disempowered, and they leave it at that, and they just say, you know what, I'm going to watch the world burn, and they don't stop there. These aren't the jokers, the ones that just, it's bad, and I'm going to be sarcastic and make funny memes and that kind of thing. Quite frankly, I enjoy some of the stuff those people do, and they generally target audiences of, people that feel the same. So, it's kind of like therapy, right? But no, the kind of joker trolls I'm speaking of are those that, they're organic. They're organic, but they're a specific kind of organic troll that goes about. They're smart. They're not just independent. They're smart. They know things, and they know great many things, and they go about trying to ruin upstarts, and they really go about trying to bring other people down. You might have heard the blue crab syndrome. Now, I've never seen this happen, but apparently, if you put a blue crab in a boiling pot of water, it'll get out. But if you put 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or whatever, more than one, none of them will get out, because as one starts to get out, the others claw it down. That's lose-lose. At best case, the best case you could ever hope for in that situation is win-lose. Well, I'm going to win, others are going to lose because I have to. And unfortunately, in today's world, we have a whole lot of people that think economics is inherently win-lose, zero-sum game. Future discussion and future video, but that's inherently false. And that's not part of the sovereign money solutions view. It's not a sovereign solutions viewpoint whatsoever. It's not part of our overarching philosophy, and it really is not part of really the worldview of an individual that really and truly has the capacity to change things in his or her life for the better, and obviously increasingly for other people. When everything's win-lose, it really turns into lose-lose down the road. So I think that sort of brings to close the different kinds of trolls that there are. So let me do this quickly, another few more minutes. Let me go over the 3-step process of defeating the troll. 1, you take away the troll's primary attack, and it's really their only attack, because when you take this one away, his club or whatever, this ogre, this troll, has nothing on you. And it's almost like it's a vampire, and you got the silver stake, wooden cross, the garlic. You got everything ready. That vampire is done. Okay, so you really harness the power of the ad hominem by understanding what it is. This is what the ad hominem is. Very quickly, the ad hominem is like this: you're a child on the playground. Here's another child. You two are arguing about which superhero's best. The other one calls you a boogerhead, and you start to kind of, you feel a little derailed by that. You kind of go back a little bit, posture goes back, you're defensive. Then you start to, defend that and say, no, I'm not, and stuff like that. They've already won. The other kids around, they go and coalesce with the victor, and they have a good laugh at you, and you feel like a dummy and that sort of thing. Well, guess what? That's what these trolls are doing. They resort to calling you racist, or they resort to calling you any number of things, even things that generally most people would think are bad. They'll just throw that out there. I mean, it gets to be libel and slander, but good luck, proving that in court and getting these people there and that kind of thing. But it's vicious, and the thing is, you have to respond accordingly. So this is what you do. The first step of defeating a troll is just submit to them. Hey, story I just gave you. You're acting like a child. You're smarter and better than that. I know I'm better and smarter than that, and I know the audience is. So really do yourself and everybody else a favor. Don't do that. Let's have a real discussion here. Okay. Well, there's step 1. Step 2. Let's just say they persist. 2, 3 times, whatever. They just continue. Okay. At that point, you repeat that. Look, you're using that hominem attack. That's all you're capable of doing, apparently. Hey, you know what? I'm not talking with you anymore. You're done. you need to repent for this. I deserve an apology, and unless you do that, game's over. I honestly don't see the point for a third step, but because none of these people and trolls are really going to apologize. But on the offhand, they actually do. Regardless, they come back at you later or immediately, doing the same thing. Game over. You just say, hey, this is it. Here's another ad hominem. I don't know who said that. Well, I'm going to ignore it. And you ignore it. And you ignore that troll forever. You never say a word. I've had it work quite well. And it works in real life too, I might add. I've found people, at least people in dealing with me anyway, they will not engage in troll-like behavior very often directly to my face. They just won't. But a few times this has happened, and I've since learned about this sort of thing and I've been applying it online. I did in real life, and it actually puts them into submission. It's quite remarkable. A person that's trying to act like an alpha becomes very submissive. That's the power of truth, friends. Remember that. Truth is the most powerful weapon and the most powerful defense that you may ever have. Always remember that. So, there we go. We really covered what the troll is there to do. The troll is really there as a psychological weapon, a key psychological weapon of status quo, of those that really have command and control of so many different things in our world. They want to wrestle away from us individually our birthright to become an independent, sovereign, powerful, good and loving, win-win, solutions-oriented human beings. They want that to die. They don't want that to happen. So these trolls are circuit breakers psychologically. They're meant to discourage you. My thing to you, my message to you is, do not let trolls discourage you. Do not do that. Be self-empowered. Be focused on solutions. Be focused on how the individual is so important and cannot be trampled upon. And just have that more positive worldview, that can-do attitude. You really have to have a sovereign solutions kind of mold about you. And I'm using these names and everything because it correlates with the organization and everything. But call it whatever you will. Be self-empowered. Be self-empowered. Get great information. Test the information. Test your mettle. For individuals that perhaps come at you and they seem very austere and that sort of thing, very strict and everything, and they seem to be jackasses, if they're not using ad hominems, still engage. Grow. And I'll leave you with one last key fact that I've been able to discern, and it's this. I think it's quite important. It's an opinion, rather. I think it's quite important to recognize that just by calling somebody something, as long as you're not just trying to cut off the bait with it, that doesn't mean it's an ad hominem. And an ad hominem has to be something which, it's not even necessarily related to the topic. It first has to be that, but also it has to be factually, characteristically untrue. So, if somebody factually is something and it pertains to the discussion, it's fair game. So remember that. Remember that. And don't let that be taken away from you either. So, thank you for joining me. I hope you come back again soon. More videos to come. We have a Sovereign Solutions podcast that is in the making. And this thing is really getting going on the tracks. I hope to see you again. Please comment. Please share. I really hope that you take this information to heart, you apply it, you think about it, and you do something very positive with it. Because we all, I guess more or less collectively, we need more independent individuals that engage in good thinking and good convicted action. And one way of doing that is by bypassing that key psychological foothold that particularly takes place on the internet. Do not let these guys be circuit breakers of protection for those that loot. Thank you.